Morning everyone, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison. Okay, today we're going to be looking at markets overall, what's going up, and if there is a bit of a sign of a recovery. I think there is, but we're going to have to kind of wait and see kind of how it plays out. So I'm going to show you that, why I think there might be signs of a recovery, kind of using just the kind of methods that I use as well to look at swing trading. So we're kind of looking at Bitcoin from a swing trading point of view. So there might be some signs of recovery there, but however long, we're going to have to wait on the long-term play and see if that actually manifests itself or not. So crush the likes, everyone. Before we start, crush those likes, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. If you're new as well, just let me know that you're new in the comments, just so I know. I see a lot of new names kind of sometimes in the morning. And hit the notification bell as well to get notified when I go live. Some people are not getting the notifications. They're going live. I don't know why that is. I can't really explain that. So hopefully I'll go live at the same time every morning as well, and you'll get a wee notification up on your desktop if you're watching on a kind of computer as well, or a Mac. So yeah, crush those likes, everyone. And links down below for my program and the Telegram group, free Telegram groups. And we've got paid programs as well if you want to check out that as well. So a couple of things I want to talk about and look at a couple of points of news as well that's out kind of over the last 24 hours. But first we'll just see who's in the house. Who's in the house? Who's in? Christopher Dalson is in. Good morning to you. Amrad Raza is in. Dean, George Charles, Scottish Bull is in. Apology to make to Scottish Bull and I think Crypto Dread as well. I was a bit nippy yesterday, as I would say, because of kind of a comment that was made, but I was a wee bit nippy. I just don't like on the channel things that are kind of uncorroborated, that have not been substantiated or things. But you know what I'm talking about, Scottish Bull and Crypto Dread if you're in. So apologies, I was a bit nippy yesterday. So you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Nathan Sheridan is in. Good morning to you. Mike D, one of our wonderful admins, is in. Welcome to you, buddy. Mark Innes, IoT Financial, Simone Hendricks, Relts, Mervyn Skidmore, JC Stander. I liked your kind of take on how you do the buy-ins for, we kind of spoke about yesterday. He had JC Stander had a kind of a technique that he used to buy into the markets. And I'll let JC Stander kind of explain that if he wants to. But we spoke about it yesterday if you want to watch yesterday's video. I thought that was quite a good one, JC. Bruce Rudling is in the house. Jeff Cobo, Deb is in the house as well. Our very own Vin Diesel. Christopher Dalson, I've said. Richard Cooper, Chris Noble, Scott Gregory, Rob UK, one of our wonderful admins as well. Stephen King, Mervyn Skidmore, Klaus Altersberger, Richard Rowan, Mac Paulin is back with us. Good to see you back. Andy Grant, Scottish Bull, no offence taken, mate. Good. I hope it wasn't too nippy. I'm a big boy, can take it. See, we're hardly Scottish people. We can take shit like that. Crunks is in as well. Marcus Jafari, Cole Phillips. Morning watching while in the bath. See, I've just got a picture in my head now. And I didn't want that picture in my head in the morning, Cole. So you should have told me that. Why did you tell us that? Scottish Bull is a great time to buy the now, Stephen, isn't it? I think so, if we're on a recovery. So it depends. That's what I'm going to speak about as well. Judy Saint as well is in as well. Okay, so we'll look at the markets first of all, then I want to kind of talk about something as well. So what's the market, overall market capitalization like? We're sitting at $278 billion. It's gone up slightly. Since yesterday, I think we're down as low as 264 billion, which is shite, to be honest, not good at all. 264 billion it was. We're up to 278 billion, but we have been as high as this week 342 billion or 345 billion. So we're down massively. However, there might be some signs of recovery. Okay, we'll look at the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is 39.9%. That is gone up slightly, which is not necessarily a good thing. It means either people are coming out of alts and going into Bitcoin, or they're coming out of alts and going into Tether, or just coming out of the market altogether when the Bitcoin dominance has gone up. So it's not necessarily a good thing the Bitcoin dominance goes up, but it's been steadily kind of rising over the last week or so. Over the last month or so, actually, it's been steadily rising. But once we start to see a dip in the Bitcoin dominance, we'll know people are going back into alts as well, which could be a good thing. We might be back into alt season, but we're certainly not just now by any manner of means. So what was I going to talk about? I've been talking over the last kind of week or so, over the last couple of days, about kind of accumulating your coins that you're long term on. So when I'm talking about being in long term, if you say, for example, Bitcoin, you're long term in Bitcoin, you know it's going to be here in the next 2, 3, 4 years, or you think it is, then it might be a good time to accumulate. So a couple of people have said to me, well, it's not really a good time just now because it's still going down. And you're right. But if you're in this for the long term, I think it's still a good time to accumulate just now at these low prices rather than waiting and it going back up again. Because if it starts to go back up from here, say 6,400, if it starts to go back up from here, it's going to go 6,600, 7,000 next level, maybe 7,200, 7,700, and look at the different support and resistance levels there. If you start to go back in these prices, you're getting at higher prices, whereas if your dollar cost averaging on the way down, then I think that's a good thing. It might not be your strategy to do that. You might want to wait on signs of recovery and confirmation of recovery as well for Bitcoin. We're not there yet, but I'm going to look at some signs. So that is long-term investing. That means you're investing in Bitcoin. And the difference between investing and trading, you take out your emotions from trading. There's no emotion there. You've not got an emotional attachment to trading. You're just purely looking at the charts and you're doing it for the money. So you're in it for the money. That's all it is. That's what trading is. You don't care about the company, or you might care because you might have some tucked away for the long term. You can still trade. So, for example, Tron, you might care a lot about Tron and you think it's going to do really well in the future. So you might invest in Tron at these types of prices on the way down, or you might wait on a kind of an upturn and start investing in the coin because you know it's going to be long term and you're just accumulating for the long term. If you're trading it, you don't give a shit about Tron. You just look at the charts and you think it's going to be a good trading coin. The likes of Bitcoin would be a good trading coin, I believe, but I don't give a shit about the team, don't give a shit about the company at all, but it's going to be a good trading coin. So you take your emotions out of trading. With investing, you're more emotionally involved. Now, you shouldn't really be, but as human nature, we are more emotionally involved. I am emotionally involved in BABB, the company, because I've got that for the long term. And I've got a lot of coins. I've never sold any yet from the very beginning, even though it's going down just now. It's went down 50%, 40% over the last 4 weeks, I think, or even shorter than that because the whole market's down. But I'm invested in it. So I've got a vested interest in BABB. So I invest in it. If I was trading it, I wouldn't give a shit about the company, about the team, about kind of anything. I wouldn't be involved in it. I wouldn't be an ambassador for it. Because I'd just be trading it. But I'm not. I invest in it. And BABB is probably my biggest investment to date. With the likes of Tron, and I was thinking about this, with the likes of Tron, I believe in it for the long term. But do I believe in it enough to say, okay, in 2-3 years' time, I'm going to hold it for 2-3 years' time? Because I don't know what's going to happen in the crypto world in 2-3 years' time. It's got a market capitalization of about $5 billion. Do I believe in it enough to be invested in it? Because I've said in the past I believe in it for the long term, but obviously I don't because I'm not invested in it for the moment. I was more trading it before. So I traded before and I stopped trading. Then I thought, okay, I'm just going to invest in Tron. It's going to be a good one. And I did for a while. And then I got stopped out last week or the week before. And I wasn't I was no longer in it. So I looked at the kind of what I was thinking about Tron and where it was going in the future as well. I'm just going to make sure we're on, and yeah, the microphone's working. So I looked at Tron and thought, am I really invested in Tron? And I'm not invested in it. I was trading it. I always have been trading it. And I've just been thinking about this, all the coins I've been kind of into and like for the long term. BABB is an investment for me. That's a long-term investment. However long that is going to be, I don't know. We don't know if it's going to last the crypto world. We don't know what's going to happen in the crypto world. So long term for me is up to a year. Because we can't see past a year. We just don't know what's going to happen within that year. We just cannot see past in the crypto world. Once it gets more regulated and there's more investors coming in and there's more money coming in, then we can say, okay, we can look forward 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. but not until then. We still don't know if crypto is going to take off, the cryptocurrencies. Me personally, I believe this is the change. It's bigger than the internet, the cryptocurrency world, and the underlying technology in the cryptocurrency world, which is blockchain. I think it's just going to change so many things. It's going to save a lot of money for a hell of a lot of companies and kind of institutions out there as well. I totally believe in it, but it depends on your beliefs as well. So that is kind of the difference between kind of trading and investing. Your vested interest in a company when you're investing in it, and you're trading, you take all the emotions out of trading. For Neo as well, for a long time, I was invested in Neo. But when I had to come out, for various different reasons, I kind of sold and kind of got into other stuff, Tron actually, and kind of taking money out of the market as well. I was kind of gutted because I had a long-term vested interest in Neo as well. But I got at good prices, and I'm kind of glad. And I could get back in, but I need to sell other coins first, and my whole portfolio is down. So I just want to kind of explain the difference between trading and investing. So I was looking at all the coins that I had, and I'm invested in a few. But the main one being BABB. That is my main investment just now. So I'm just going to go back to the comments, see if we've got any more people coming in. 1 second, comments are jumping. No, Ben's taking me. Oh, that was Scottish Pool, that was good. Morning watching whilst I seen that from Cole Phillips. Steve, the other day I mentioned PWR. You overlooked what I said about all good though. Is one of the top gainers today at 47%. Judas Saint. So we'll look at. Have we got Binance up? I don't think I've got Binance up. Binance. Is it on PWR? Oh, it's not on Binance. 1 sec. PWR. Powercoin, right. 47%. So it's not even registering as Satoshi just now. Volume is 50,000. So I do apologise for overlooking that. Obviously we can't check all of them because of the content I've got going on. It's less than 1 Bitcoin just now. Markets just now on Crypto Hub, less than 50,000 volume. So it wouldn't, to be honest, it wouldn't take much to push it up by 50%. So obviously it's been at 0.00002, and then somebody's kind of been buying it and it's went up to 0.4. So it's not going to be that much to push it up by 50%. Where's it ranked? 1449 because it's not got market capitalization. 500 billion total supply. Don't know what the circulating supply is. So I do apologise for overlooking that. Obviously I can't get to see all of them. I'm considering going all in on BACS, but can't quite bring myself to do it. Too many other good projects out there. It'd be really, I think, unwise to go all in on one coin because you're banking, pardon the pun, because banking the unbanked for BABB, you'd just be kind of looking at that one coin and you'd be emotionally involved, obviously invested in it, but just the one coin is better to diversify, even with 2 or 3 kind of projects that you like. I think it'd be unwise to go all in one. Sometimes that's my nature though. I tend to go all in on one, but I wouldn't do it with this, with such a large amount of money as well. I still think, me personally, I thought it was going to do brilliant for the future. I have no doubt about that. But no, I don't think that would be wise to do that. But obviously, do your own research, put your big boy pants on, and check it out. It might be the best decision ever. You just never know. Andy Grant, morning Steve, bit stormy on the Mersey Riviera today. Yeah, stormy here as well. I think we're getting winds all over the country in the UK, or high winds. I think we're getting up to 60, 70 miles per hour. And the garden looks a mess just now because of the high winds, and it's going to be worse today apparently. So it must be all over the country. Morning all, still red today. Yeah, it is. So we never looked at the kind of markets, sorry. Who was the winners and the losers. So Bitcoin 6505. So Bitcoin's actually done well. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin as well. It's not done that bad over the last 24 hours. All Sports, haven't heard of All Sports. That must have just jumped in because of the 18% jump. Just clean this off. I see a coin that's just been listed on Binance, so that's jumped up 13% to 1.4 cents. Icon jumped up 11%, DigixDeo up 6%, Verge is up 5.4%, and Verge is a perfect example of a good trading coin. Nebulous, Status, Cardano, they're all up. So about 25% are up, and about 75% down. I'd say it's something. Loom Network down nearly 10%. Maker, Fusion, Cortex, Dogecoin, Cash is down. Veritasium and Polymath, they're all down at the moment as well. So we're going to look at Bitcoin just now and see why I think there might be signs of a recovery. So when I kind of look at the charts and I'm looking for a good coin to kind of invest in or trade for, I look at the 1 day, the 6 hour and the 1 hour. So the 1 day is for looking at the kind of big picture, the overall view. 6 hour is to get a confirmation that things are changing. There's going to be a swing probably towards the upside or towards the downside. We can do either way. And the 1 hour is for an entry. So 1 day overview, 6 hour confirmation, 1 hour entry. That's kind of how I look at it. So on the 1 hour chart on Bitcoin, USDT, the 7 MA has crossed over the 25 MA, and that's the kind of point I'm looking to possibly buy in. However, if we look at the 6 hour chart on Bitcoin, you just say, okay, there's no way you're going to get in on this. This could be a false kind of move on towards the upside. So you'd look for more of a confirmation on the 6 hour chart as well, and a confirmation would be a few green candles and the 7 MA taking a swing towards the upside towards the 25 MA. That's not happened yet on the 6 hour. Had I seen that and the 7 MA was going to get closer to 25 MA, then there might be signs that it's kind of recovering. So this could be a false kind of breakout here on Bitcoin. But although it's kind of swung up quite a lot, so we're at 6,471 just now. It has been as low as 6,100. So that is a big swing up, but not enough to say, okay, this is a kind of reversal. But on the hourly chart, if you're a kind of a risk taker, then you could get in on the hourly chart price and look at the 7 MA crossing over the 25 MA, which was about 6,398. So it just depends on how risk averse you are. But there's no confirmation really on the 6 hour chart, and certainly on the daily chart as well. It's not looking brilliant, although the RSI is really low at the moment, and the volume is picking up, but we're still looking at the daily chart is kind of on a downtrend at the moment. It's still definitely on a downtrend. However, that is a good sign for me on the hourly chart that things are kind of crossing over there. The 7 MA has crossed over the 25 MA, and there's a couple of confirmation candles there as well, although very small green candles there. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens here. But if you were okay taking a bit of risk, you might say, okay, this might be the start of a run up or a sign of a recovery when the 7 MA crossed over the 25 MA. And it's the same for all the other coins as well. Litecoin, just now, the same on the hourly chart. 7 MA has crossed over the 25 MA. I have opened a position in a spread bet on Litecoin, just at this, based on the hourly chart. A very small position, but I've taken a position on a spread bet for this in the hopes that this might be the start of an upturn. But it is a very risky move to do that, I have to admit. Neo, they're going to be all the same charts. Look at the charts between Litecoin, Neo. Look at kind of Ethereum. Extremely similar charts. So what we're better doing is just looking at the Bitcoin price. That's really what we're kind of doing here when we're looking at Bitcoin, Litecoin, Neo, Ethereum. And if you look at the others as well, they'll probably be roughly the same. Yep, EOS is the same. ETC, that's just gone on USDT. And Ethereum was said. ICX is probably the exception, Icon. And that's recently gone on to it as well. IOTA, kind of the same. ONT, the same as well. Qtum, TRX, kind of similar. TUSD, can't include that. XLM, XRP, very, very similar charts to Bitcoin. So we're better looking at the Bitcoin chart as a market overview, which we should do anyway, because most prices follow kind of Bitcoin. Obviously, there's a few exceptions. BNB would be one of the few exceptions. Well, that's come down in price just now. That's $14.61. So we'll be looking at, if you're looking to get in, we'd be looking at that chart as well. I would imagine on a 6 hour it'll be doing okay. Yeah, it's still, oh no, it's not. It's coming down on the 6 hourly. And on the 1 day, we're still in play for the 1 day chart. With the 7 MA crossing over the 25 MA, it's still in play at the moment, although there's a couple of red candles and it's on its way down again. So it might not be a good time to get into BNB, but I think long term it's going to be a brilliant coin. For the long term, keep saying it's going to be $100. And if I was to pick a few coins or a few projects, I shouldn't really say coins, it's a few projects. If I was to pick a few projects, I would say, okay, if I had a gun to my head and they're saying you have to go all in on one of the coins, I would pick BABB. And like somebody else mentioned there previously, if I had a gun to my head, I wouldn't do it in practice. I would pick BABB, and Binance Coin would be one of ones I went into. Neo would definitely be one as well that I would go into as well, and possibly Cardano, Nano as well. There's a few that I've had a gun to my head. I was to pick one to go into, there'd be a few I'd pick. But if I had to look at overall and look at the risk involved with it, I'd probably maybe go kind of Binance. Binance are making money just now. They're actually making money at the moment, Binance as a company. Look at all the other projects out there. Are they making money? Have they've got even a product out yet? So although I'm really extremely bullish on BABB, would I go all in on BABB? They've not got a product out yet. They're not making money yet. They've not got a banking license yet. The risk to reward ratio is huge, absolutely huge. You could get 100x from here with BABB. So the risk to reward ratio is greater. But with Binance, you could say, okay, this is easily going to reach $100, which is going to be 7 times the price where it is just now. So if you were to put all in, say you had $100,000 in or something, you to go all in, you say, okay, this time next year, you're probably going to be a millionaire this time next year. And I think the same with Neo as well. But if I would have to pick one, I don't between Neo and Binance, and I think I'd probably go Binance. And I've been saying that for a while, and I've not even invested in Binance just now. I've just not kind of had the funds, but I'm hoping kind of ICOs I'm not trying to get out of, but I've got into that I might get out of, that I'm going to be looking at a good position in Binance. Okay, Ada hit the dip and topped up my bag. Nice, excellent, Mervyn Skidmore. Goodbye, Mervyn. Cole Phillips watching in the bath proves dedication and loyalty. Steve, it does. It does. And I thank you for that, Cole. I really appreciate that. Scottish Bill, Justin Sun has bought Bitton. That was kind of released yesterday in the news, but there's no official news unless it's on Twitter just now. Is that on Twitter, Scottish Bill? Nope. Tron Wallet and open source. No, it's still not out on Twitter, so Justin Sun will release it on Twitter when it's out. So we can't really take it as official. I would imagine there's no smoke without fire for that. A lot of people are talking about it, but we just don't know yet. Eugene Cunningham, morning folks, still buying LTC. Maybe I'm mad, some saying it's dead. Will never rise again, but I think that's shite talk. What's your views on LTC just now? Stephen, cheers. I bought a small position, as I said, in a spread bet with Litecoin, purely based on the hourly chart, which is very risky, to be honest. But I just don't know. Just looking at the chart itself, that's all I'm going on. I've not invested in it. I've no emotional attachment to it, as I said before. Litecoin, I just don't know what's going to happen with Litecoin. I still think it's got a future. I still think it's got a big future. Litecoin, I think it's definitely, it could be kind of one of those $1,000 coins in a year's time or something like that. But you just don't know with crypto. You just don't know what's going to happen with Bitcoin, and that's probably should be the most stable coin out there. Scottish Bull didn't seem to push CRX though. What do you mean by that? All right, sorry, that was replying to Scottish Bull. That was Mervyn Skidmore. Honest Crypto Journey, morning Stephen from Edinburgh. Okay, I'm just going to go to some of the news I was kind of looking at as well. Keep forgetting about the news. So, Indian government makes a U-turn on cryptocurrencies, and this is from wolfcoin.com. So it seems like, I don't know if this is true or not, but it's in kind of the news, but we'll have to kind of look at that. Indian government does not appear to be in favour of banning cryptocurrency as it's kind of previously said. Instead, they may allow it and regulate it, according to India Times. A pan informed by the, we'll just look at that so India Times a bit more. Okay, why is I've read and accepted. Oh, this is to do with GDPR. It's a piece of good news. Currency does not want to be in favour of banning. Instead, it just so okay. On April 6, RBI, through its notice titled Prohibition on Dealing in Virtual Currencies, banks in turn forced exchanges and exchanges to use their accounts for trading in VCs. Okay, lack of proper cryptocurrency. Bitcoin fell to a 2-month low. The original vertical is nearing its lowest level. So they seem to be doing a U-turn on that, the India, according to the India Times. Not in favour of banning. Government panel may suggest allowing cryptocurrency. Okay, so we need to wait and see what the news comes out there. But that's a piece of good news for the markets overall. So we'll see what happens with that. A piece of Binance kind of news. Binance integrates trading view charts, gives a new night theme, and adds new USDT markets. As well, I think it's added about 6 USDT markets, including Tron as well. So it's looking really good for Binance. I'm very, very bullish on Binance as a company, as a project as well, and the team behind it as well. I'm very bullish on it. And another few announcements were made during the last few days. ICX, Tron, ONT, mainnet swaps are supported, and the asset got a new USDT pair. So you'll notice on Binance just now, if we go to USDT markets, and that was not about it. So there's a lot more USDT markets as well. So what does that mean, a USDT market? It means if you're into one of those coins, so say for example you bought Tron and you want to go to Tether, because you think it's going to go down, you want to go straight to Tether instead of swapping it to Bitcoin, you can go straight to USDT, Tether, and just keep your money in there until such times as you think the price is going to U-turn and it's going to go back up again, and then you use Tether to buy kind of Tron again. So we've got Icon there, we've got ADA, Cardano, EOS, XLM, TrueUSDT is in there, Bitcoin Cash, IOTA, XRP Ripple, Bitcoin itself obviously. We've got Ethereum Classic, it's got USDT, NEO, ONT, LTC, QTUM and BNB as well. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It just means we don't have to go to Bitcoin once we want to sell, because Bitcoin itself might be going down, so you can go straight to Tether as well. A lot of people are kind of wary of it. You might want to go to TrueUSD instead, but I just don't know about that. I've never used TrueUSD yet, but it's very similar to Tether. What was the other piece of news? That was that I was looking at. Oh yeah, this was kind of something that caught my eye. A Bitcoin price, Tim Draper says it's going to reach $250,000 in 2022. So billionaire venture capitalist and full-time crypto supporter Tim Draper has redone his prediction on what is the Bitcoin price capable to reach in the upcoming years. Mr. Draper believes that the leader by market capitalization will climb to $250,000 and grasp 10 trillion market cap by 2022. And that was an interview for The Street. So he goes on to say, I've no interest in selling my Bitcoin. Why would I sell it? Or what would I sell it into anyway? Moving from crypto to fiat is like trading shares for gold. It's reverting to the past. I'm thinking long term, I'll use it, spend it, invest it, or just keep it. Obviously can afford to do that. And I don't know how much he has got, but it says price-wise we'll continue to see Bitcoin moving higher. I've revised my estimate up to $250,000 4 years out, so we'll see Bitcoin trade around the $250,000 mark in 2022. So that was a piece of interesting news that kind of caught my eye. So Tim Draper, I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's obviously a billionaire investor as well. Safehaven.com. Millennials are leaving prestigious banking jobs to trade crypto. Again, this caught my eye as well. So it says, once upon a time, young adults aspired to have a steady job, buy a car and own a home. Today, the average 20-something thrives in a gig economy, has Uber on the phone, and most likely rents a house. With that kind of backdrop, it hardly comes as a surprise that millennials are now living up to their flaky reputations by ditching their office jobs with big banks to set up crypto operations. So I thought that was an interesting, it was good, and I'll put the links down below for you as well. But I thought that was quite a good, a look at the trends kind of in the world as well. People leaving kind of big banking jobs, not leaving them, but turning down big banking jobs to go into the crypto world. Because why would you go into a banking job when you can trade crypto if you're a good trader and just trade crypto and do it yourself? And just go full time doing it on your own and setting up companies, setting up funds and stuff like that as well. So that's a kind of sign of the times as well. Again, it's another piece of good news where the underlying economy or the underlying kind of culture is starting to kind of mass adopt kind of cryptocurrencies, coming more and more to the fore. Like I was talking about yesterday, there's a kind of this current here where everybody that doesn't know about Bitcoin is up here, and this light everybody below it, and that's these kind of millennials not taking the banking jobs, the investors, the big institutional investors, the small investors as well. These are kind of all below, and it's kind of pushing up to become mass adoption, and it will be, the shops will start to kind of do the point of sale machines as well. So I think all that is coming within the next year or so, and we'll see mass adoption the tipping point will be in around about a year or so, I believe. That's my thoughts on it. Okay, I'll just go back to the comments. Bruce Erkline, what are your thoughts on Silent Labs? All-time high of $3.75, but now 18 cents. The release of blockchain phone, Q4. It's one that's been spoken about a lot. Silent Labs token. 18 cents just now. I would imagine the all-time high would have been about January, February. Yeah, January 22nd, $2.97. So we're talking about 15x from here. But it just depends if it's a good company or not. I've not looked into it, if I'm being honest, Bruce. It's now listed in foreign marketplaces. Cool. So I don't know too much about it, as I said. I've not got that much time. I've only got about 2-3 hours, and I spend that kind of doing the live shows and kind of doing research as well for the calls I make as well. Products, finished smartphone, $999. Penny PC. I said I kind of know about it, but I've just never looked into it. Pre-order Finny with SRN tokens, get a 10% discount. Down payment. Okay. Right, bear with me a second, folks. I really apologise for this. I'm waiting on an important phone call, and I think that might be it. Just bear with me. Not very professional, I know. Bear with me. It just makes it real. Right, sorry everybody, I'm going to have to go just now. I do apologise for this. I thought this might happen, but I kind of was expecting a phone call later on. But I'm going to have to go at the moment. Real big apologies. Hopefully you've got some content there. And I'm going to speak to you very soon. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. Maybe back tomorrow. I'll let you know anyway. But thanks for jumping on. And if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments down below after the video's kind of been uploaded from YouTube, and I'll get back to you as quick as possible. Again, apologies for this. I'll speak to you later.